When you hear the music, you know it's eLive Unplugged, your favorite entertainment interview on television. I'm your host, Judith Bodley. This week, catching up with dancehall artiste Christopher Smith, a.k.a. Skibbity Bye, Hawkeye. Now, for persons who don't know Hawkeye, why did you take on that moniker?
Well, I give it a name for one. Cutterang was the person who gave me the name, actually. But music was something that I've always been doing, but I used to do it as an hobby. But because friends saw that I have this talent that is not just for hobby, they encouraged me to take it further.
What you used to do before you started DJing?
All I wanted to do before was cook. I just wanted to cook, be a chef. I used to work in the hotels when I left school. Started at...
School where?
When I left St. Andrew Technical. That was my last school that I attended. After that, I started working at Morgan's Harbour Hotel in Port Royal. I did about 6 months there. After that, I had experience with Jamaica Pegasus from I was going to secondary school. And then when I went to Stats, I got a 6-week scholarship in catering to go back to Jamaica Pegasus, so I was kind of familiar. So one day I was on the bus and I saw one of the chefs from the hotel and he said, yo, sir, them look workers up at the hotel. Come put in an application, no? And I went up there, put in an application, and I got the job, So I worked at Jamaica Pegasus for almost about 2 years, and then the last place I worked was Sutton Place before it becomes Knoxwood Court. Now, it's during the time of going to Knoxwood Court, Sutton Place, I was at Main Street. I was introduced to Danny Brownie of Main Street Records, met up with General Degree. Me and General Degree used to par. Then one day, he was having his video for Bodyguard, that song, Lord, boy, she want a bodyguard. So I chose now to call work one day just to appear in the video. When I did the video, I was a bodyguard in the video with a button and the thing and jump off of the house up and all of that. From I did that, I realized that when the video came out, I could walk on the street in peace. So that was the thing that helps me to get into the music now professional, because I realized that people was recognizing me. Can I walk in a place? And I said, wait, I saw the music stay. So what I did was say, okay, all I need to put with the face now is a song. So I just went into work one day and told them that this is it.
Which was the first song that you wrote?
Well, the first song I've heard of recorded was when I was going to school. It's called Patois.
Sing a piece of it for me.
It was like, learn to understand the patois, cause this a language used in Jamaica. Learn to understand the patois, this a language used in Jamaica. So I was telling them like what kuya and them something to mean. When they say come here, it mean come here. So so the tune was like that. But is the guy in my era at the time who recognized that I have a talent, choose to record a song and put it out just to encourage and motivate me that it can be done. So he was the one who actually started, but my first song...
So that means you didn't get any money from that song?
No, well, it didn't really...
No publishing, nothing?
It didn't come out, as any song, so to speak. Like, especially, when we do music, if the song is not popular, well-known, or get airplay, it's like nobody really know the song. Nobody knew the song. It's when I start going to Main Street now, recording for Danny Brownie and doing songs, that's when I start getting my recognition, because Main Street was one of the hottest crew in the 90s, and I was a part of that crew, so once you, as I'm saying, we fall off a drop on shoulder, Main Street hot and the surrounding, you're going to get a part of Main Street credit. You see what I'm saying?
What was the first song that for you that you heard played in the dance hall?
Ooh Ha Ha was my first street hit song.
Sing that one.
How them fi chatting at your face and them a hoo ha ha every day. Them dress up in the same hoo ha ha. From you say them you say she no wash her hoo ha ha. Ah ha 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 hoo ha ha. That was my first dancehall hit song.
You wrote it?
Yes, of course. But my first, I would say, the song that put me on the map was Harass Me Officer from Main Street. Harass me officer, lock the handcuff. As long as a girl prison, you will lock me up. Arrest me, although jailhouse a hell, but if you put me in the girl themselves. You see what I say? So that was my first, that was the song that put Hawkeye in the map still. But before that I had, other songs, because that wasn't really the first song from Main Street. I was doing other songs like Vex If You Want Vex, and, other songs that take time and boil up until Arrest Me Officer just become the one that, was accepted. in the radio land and by people, and then Hoo Ha Ha came probably a year after that.
When was the first time that you traveled overseas to perform?
I can't remember the year, but I'm sure, you know, at the time, Red Rat and Goofy, you know, actually had find their song, Shellian, with Red Rat and Fudgy with Goofy. So apparently now how the Main Street Crew thing came along now, it was just me, Red Rat and Goofy, supposed to be what Chrissy D at the time, because we were the younger generation, Madanjo, you know, but when the Main Street Crew actually started in terms of putting artists together, it was just me, Red Rat and Goofy, right? So when they wanted Red Rat and Goofy, you know, to travel, they always, you know, as a package, they said, boy, put Hawkeye also along with the package. So it was like about 95, I think, you know, I started traveling from year 1995.
Tell me about performing overseas. The first time you can remember, what was that like?
The truth of the whole matter is, you know, I can't really remember the first time, but I know that over the years, you know, the kind of era when me come out, I mean, we used to have to, I grew up in a, just like how artists before us grew up, where them start on sound and stuff like that. I used to do the same thing.
Where you grew up?
I grew up in Kingston, basically. I was born in the hospital in Tivoli. Q1 is maternity clinic. You know, so I grew up in that kind of era. I grew up at Black Street. That's where, around where, off Winard Road, you know, those places, you know. But when, as most of my teenager age was between Seaward Drive and Hawkland Drive off Hagley Park Road. You know, so that was most of my teenage years, though. You know, so I grew up in that year. So we used to, you know, DJ and sounds, you know,
Which
from...
sound?
You had a virgin in the avenue that I used to live, had a sound. I don't remember what him called the name of the sound, though. You know, but we, as in the era, the youth, them in the era, always go up there on a weekend, cause him string it up and you couldn't hear the sound anywhere you live in the era. And, you know, we just go up, they go work out and do a thing. So I've learned to, you know, to perform on stage even before me have sung. So even when I start traveling with Rat and Go for them, it's like, when I see stage, I just go crazy. You know, I just want to get into it. And I mean, it's still something that I do. Anytime I hold a mic, it's like me transform, you know. So
there was no stage fright at all?
Of course. I mean, you have stage fright. I mean, my stomach used to roll, you know. My stomach used to roll. But the thing about it is that once I hit the stage, it's like all of that gone, you know. But before, you know, with your name call and all of that, you wonder what is going to happen now. Will these people like what you're saying, what you're doing and thing? The thing, though, what I used to get in those days were most of the places we got to, like when we got to the UK, in Europe and certain places, you know, that is, you know, kind of white orientated, you find out that these people say, yo, we love the vibe, we barely understand what you guys are saying, but the energy, and we love the, you know, the activity. So because of that now, it even helps me to be even more crazier with my performance. Because when me people are saying them not really to understand me, but them love the vibe. So I guess it's the things that we do on stage and the movements and the craziness. So I used to kill them with that. I used to kill them with all the movements and the jumping and find something for go up on and stuff like that, you know. So it was all good. Trust me, it was all good. You know, nice memories. You know, I just know that we just do what we had to do and we do it to the fullest.
How did you ensure that you got your publishing? How did you ensure that the business aspect of it was taken care of?
Okay. I can say, you know, something about me. I had a little, you know, I listen a lot because I'm not really a talker. You know, I sit and observe. When I'm around people, I listen more than anything else. You know, so I used to hear, you know, little talks from entertainers and stuff, you know, I mean, Papa San, Lieutenant Stitchka, they were also a part, you know, they were like family to Main Street. So I used to listen to them, hear them talking about, you know, royalty entities, you know, at the time it was PRS, you know. So I always wanted to know what PRS is. So the first time I remember I signed up PRS from in Jamaica because he had an office downtown, you know. So I went down there. They told me what I needed to have 3 songs, you know, prove 3 songs and whatever, and then I, you know, things. So I did that from I was at Main Street. I never did boss or anything yet, or even popular when I did that, You know, so at the end of the day, I know that royalties will be coming back to you, stuff like that. But when I went to England with Rat and Goofy for the first time, when I remember one day Rat and Goofy was going to do an interview, I wasn't a part of it. That day, I took the time to go to the office of PRS in England, and also signed up a sub-publisher called MCPS, which is a sub-company of PRS. You know, so from them time, I kind of have a little things, for secure little things to myself, you know. At the same time, I wasn't really, it's like you're doing these things, but you know, you're kind of secure in certain things, but there's still a lot that you need to learn. And even up to this day, today, as big as me is, there's still a lot of things in music I don't understand, and you know, it's still to learn when it comes to your money and collecting based on your voice and certain things, and you know, and you find that most of these things sometimes I mean, from the days we never know, there are certain things where probably somebody had pinched from you where you still don't even get a hang of yet. You know, and some of the times you don't even get a hang of it until it get out big or something big happen, and you so then, oh my name, then all this man I claim publishing when me write my song and stuff like that, and you know, you probably don't know these things, but little it might have take your little true, not really so big, them still are going to pinch off of the little where you don't know nothing about still. So there's still a lot of avenues to you know, attend to when it comes to publishing and stuff in music, because trust me, every day you learn something new in music, and every day you learn about rights and certain little things, and it's really crazy. It's a lot.
It's another exclusive and, of course, stimulating episode of eLive Unplugged. On the other side, we learn more from Hawkeye. Good job you stayed with us. It's, of course, eLive Unplugged. We're catching up with Hawkeye. One of the things with dancehall is that the clash is what people love. People love to see artists going at it like gladiators. How have you been in that space? Is that something that helped to boost your career, and in what way?
Never. You know, the thing about me, Judith, I believe in upliftment. I believe in, you know, helping, sharing, you know, coming together. Anything I have to do with breaking down or saying something about somebody where I'm going to make you seem like you're the God and them and nobody, me not have nothing to do with that. You know, so it has always been like that with me in music. I've never really feel insecure about anything. Never really feel insecure about any artist. No care who they are.
So you've never wanted to clash? The
only time I've ever really did anything like that, and this is one of the things that helped confirm me, for just leave it alone. You know, when I did, what happened, honestly, when there was Cactus, I went to Cactus one night, had my song, you know, a song in my head, an idea, you know, it never recorded yet, but I wrote the song and know it. So the night when I went over there, a particular DJ came on stage and said, yo, I just come off a tour and start wheel off some lyrics. And I said, people, I just a DJ a new song. And a DJ new song. I was in the crowd, an artist on my rate, so you know me, I give him the support and stuff like that. And a man come bounce me and say, DJ, move from behind me and go give you a song, man. Where do? Yeah, we artists too, you know. So I said, no, man, me I go blow some blank for them. The man, so blow some kind of blank, go give it 2 tunes, 2 tunes. So when I went on stage, he looked and saw me. You know, and so Hawkeye and give me the mic. Some of the people like how me had to chat new song, me just have to chat something new. Give them a little skit like Brianti and draw me song and me draw me song.
What song it was?
It was the song Walk Mum, make a little of the zoom. Last year you slim girl, now you turn big fatty boom boom. Mash up the whole club. So the artist take it from me and say, we I say Atas and give me 2 steamed fish and 2 crackers and mash up the place. So it's really my style that I've me a DJ for the first time. Him use back on the same stage when me used it a while ago and mash up the place. Him use it in a film lyrics and mash up at the place. So when I left the club the night, when I was leaving basically, somebody said to me, DJ, that style is gone, you know. But I wasn't preying that he might tell me, said the man I go take my style. So I said, wicked. About 2 weeks after that, me and my style on radio, I play. Me can't take that bass. Drive a baller, drive on dead and crash. No bass. You know that song? So I said, what a great person. I said, no, sir, that man a great thief. That a bare-faced thief, you know. You understand? So I said, okay. I wasn't paying it no mind. You know, it's my manager at the time, Byron Murray, came to me and said, yo, yeah, idiot. Oh, if you make man just come take a style and run, but you know what? Heat and, you know, your family them for feed and ray. So that is how now I went and go pencil the song. Me and them said them a shock, but them not shock right. So them have the business lock, but them not lock it right. All my style them a chat. Them not chat it right. Crowd of people, some DJ, if you sit down and write. What them a cook up my pot? Boy, them TV, man, that style of me here chat. Loiter for me one. Oh, you so speedy, man. Acting so greedy, man. You know, see, man, I'm going like him at the poor and the needy one. You see myself? So when I did that song, the havoc we create pan rhythm, because I guess if you knew that rhythm, you don't know me at all about double jeopardy rhythm. Hot at the time with me and the hearts, pan it and some other man and stuff. And it'll go on. That song that was the first, you know. So that artist came back to me and said to me, DJ, I'm not lying, you know, you're the first man to write a song where really stick me where it hurts. All you see me there, I clash with Mr. Amanda. Nothing away my son really get to me, but that song away does. So I realize that I'm very powerful with words. You know, and I realize that even with artists, when them clash, is either one artist come out good the night, and the other one probably not come out good, but yet still it also jeopardize his ability to earn. Mm-hmm. And me just don't want to have nothing to do with that. So that is the closest I've ever been to clashing with anybody or even writing a song to defend. I was just defending my thing. Because really and truly, if me did clash and say some things, and I mean, some of the words that I had in the song, the producer has to change it to. Because I don't want this man to come, hear my song, and don't bother go up on the rhythm. So I have to dress it up nicely and raise so that, you know, him name no call on him. The comedy call all him name in it too. And I had to take it out.
Artists in Jamaica talk about being left off rhythms because the producers only want particular people, or you have artists who kick other people off of the rhythm. Has that ever happened to you?
I'm sure it does. I'm sure it has.
That you know about it?
Judith, may I tell you the truth how me stay? But just to tell, you know, my brethren I come here with, you know, that this is how I am. You can fight me all you want. As long as you not physically approach me and deal with anything physical, to me, you're not fighting me. You're just doing what you think you can do to slow down what for go on for me, or you feel say you're God at the moment to stop anything you want to stop. All right, continue. How long are you going to do that for? Make sure so when you do it, be dead before that. Mm-hmm. Because if you live long enough fighting me, because everybody have them time, you know, Judith. You can be the God of the moment. No, it doesn't mean that you're going to be the God of the moment tomorrow. It's going to be somebody else. What you do when that time comes. You understand? So do whatever you want to do. That's why me as a youth, me just keep a very positive mind in life in general. Music it even worse, because I mean this dancehall reggae thing, this music thing full up of so much grudge and envy and bad mind and these things. And I'm sure I've heard people say stuff to me about, boy, them have keep you down and them have this and that. Me not have time to listen to these things. When I go corrupt my mind with what people feel and believe, me not have time for that. Me focus trying to get my thing out there, trying to nail my door one nail a drive. You know, because one day it's going to be completed and it's going to show. And the result I got to speak for itself. So that is how me just keep myself. I don't care who want to fight. Fight all you want.
So here you are, 2 decades later in the music.
Yes, still going strong. Still
going strong. How do you maintain relevance in the music?
Relevance. Number one, I mean, you have to keep things coming in terms of song. Now it's all about social media, in a sense, you know, that basically took over 80% or 90%, probably 100% of the space. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, other things, the things that we know, like, just like how you have the television, you have the radio, these things still going on, but you also have the internet doing them own same thing, you know. So I just do what I have to do, you know.
Is it harder now or easier?
It's both in, you know, in the same sense. You know, because the thing about me is that basically I'm doing, you know, it's just the same like in the olden days where you have management and you have people, you know, do things and set things for you. I remember when I was coming in music, I don't do anything than just write my song and DJ. That's all I do. management and other people who work in the office and stuff do the things, link the radio people, them tell you your appointment, link TV, this. You know, they have the connection. You didn't have that as an artist. Now, it becomes a little more personal where, you know, most of the things that I do now is people link me personally. You know, just like how I get in contact with you and stuff. You know, so it also helps. It's hard to know that you have to be doing all of these things for yourself, especially if you don't have a team or a set of people working with you. I mean, right now, I'm basically with Sly and Robbie. That's a taxi gang. But, I mean, it's just production. You know, there's no one to say, boy, office thing and say, okay, I'm going to do Hawkeye publishing work and stuff like that. So if I need that, I have to get somebody to do that. For me, when things show up in a certain particular way, because the thing about it, Judith, you see, because you're doing so many things, and it's not just, you know, music per se. Music is just a part of your life. Your life full up of so many other things.
What are some of the other things that you're doing?
No, well, I'm just talking about just life in general. I mean, you have your personal life, you have, you know, your social life, your whatever life, you know, your family life, you know, stuff like that. I mean,
that get quarantined now.
Yeah, and that is, you know, just, you know, music is just a job for me. You know, the thing about it is that I don't really have any record of me checking up, you know, to see what is going on here and going on there with my song, you know. But I mean, you know, like I have my publicist, you know, I will, you know, if like something come up, like when I did the song for Robert Livingston, Bad Long Time, that song was licensed in a movie, you know, for the shutters, the revamp shutters that they did, and thing. I think it's Sony licensed that song. Right, so that song was licensed and stuff like that. I mean, when things like these come up, you know, I put my thing there, like I keep track of stuff like on the YouTube. I mean, the views of that song gone over much million already. I mean, stuff, 1 million and stuff. You know, so I mention it to the publicist, and, you know, we keep working on stuff and, you know, see what is there for me based on what is happening. Stuff like that, you know, so I kind of keep track and stuff, but, you know.
What's next for Hawkeye?
What's next? Yeah, as we say, you know, taxi gang. I have a new thing out, you know, called Who Them a Ramp With. You know, creating a lot of waves, you know, and as I say, I not stop.
Sing a piece, man.
Them a friend with, we not friend them. A judge send with.
Who send them? Say them a jealous and a be a man back of them. Taxi gang a go nail and mack of them. How them a follow we and we never follow them. I say them a go do and do nothing. Chatter them.
Man rise and equal and stand with them, cause we do a matter them, but we do matter them. You know, who them a ramp with. Cause the rhythm is like pum pu pu tu pu tu pu tum pu pu tu pu tum pum pu pu. Who them a ramp with. You know, so that is basically the hook. You know, Sly and Robbie, you know, when they do their thing, it's totally different.
Winners right
and
there.
For me, I've always want to be, because I realize, if you're not in the hype that is going on in music, whether what is the trend now, whether the kind of song where they sing, and there are certain things that me choose that me nah go do. Not forget no highlight.
So you're not going to know gun tune?
No, but you know how me do gun tune. I've done gangster song, because people have me as a gangster DJ, but me not see myself as one.
What's the gangster tune?
Like when me say, Saddam shut aside police and take fences, this is how I do gangster. I tell you, sir, if you're a gangster, how you see police and you tear down fence, where you do that for? You know, say you're a bad man? You scared when you hear siren and ambulance and all these things. So I put humor in my gangster thing, and still it's reality. We bad long time, some boy just bad today, you know. So them, you know, take up badness when badness don't give away. Meaning you don't give away the badness and them just take it up. You see what I'm saying? So this is how I do my thing, you know, subliminal and humorous. Something that people can listen to, laugh at the end of the day and say, boy, John, how kind of easy, you know, but yet still, the gangster them know, say, I truth me attack, so them will support when them see me step out. So that is how I do, you know, but me only say when it comes down to certain, the ruggedity and certain Mara jump and this and blood a splash, me not deal with them something there. You're not going to hear me DJ them something there.
Why?
Why should I? Why should I be glorifying this evil kind of thing and just think that it's music? Oh, it's just entertainment and a paint where I paint some picture and real. You have other people who live what we speak about, and some of the things what we talk about is what we see them do to. But we hope to put it, we should be putting it in a situation that them look and say, boy, Jano. You know, so I threw the DJ talk, well, Lord, that's something in the car. We say, you know, it don't make no sense. But a lot of people doing it in ways that making you them want to do it. you know, things going on. You know, I'm just riding the waves. Judith, me just ride the waves. That's how me stay. No bother me. Me just make me step, ride the waves. Make a step, ride the waves. Because I realize now certain songs that people are talking to me about, and you know, when I put them out on social media, they're creating, you know, waves about it. It's songs that I've done 5, 6, 7 years ago. You know, but the thing about Hawkeye is that I don't DJ a song for the moment. I've never write a song for the moment. Even today, if I say, harass me, officer, lock the handcuff as long as a girl prison, yeah, lock me up. It's relevant. Because when you think about the ideas, an idea I was thinking about, when I used to drive, go to Portmore when they used to have the old bridge, we have to go over and me look and see the prison and I think that me always hear say a woman over there, be a woman. So as I used to think about John, I would like them lock me up and something like that, you know. So it's that I bring in the music. So it's an idea I put to people which is still realistic. I'm sure that any man who said them love woman or wouldn't, you know, have it as themselves as girls and wouldn't want her, but wouldn't like to get her locked up in one of them places. So how is it not relevant? It is. I speak relevance.
Are you afraid of growing old?
That is something where, you know, I have to come. Afraid of growing what kind of old? You know we're born young, we have to get old. I mean, what is the fuss about all this? You know, people must learn to embrace themselves and just know that this is what it is. We come and we go. There were people before us, long before us, who grew on whatever, and dead and run, so we can live. We have to do what we have to do so other people can live.
Lyrical dancehall wordsmith Hawkeye putting a wrap on this week's episode of eLive Unplugged. There's a brand new Unplugged every Friday at 9 with a repeat on Saturdays at 7. I'm your host, Judith Bodley. See you next eLive Unplugged.